Once upon a time, beyond the snowy mountains, where the wind whispered secrets to the trees, there was a small village. Winter had painted every roof white, and nights arrived quickly, covering the houses with deep silence. Yet, in the heart of the village, a fire always burned. Around that fire, people gathered. The crackling of wood was their music, the glowing sparks their stars on earth. And among them sat the oldest woman of the village. Her hair was silver like moonlight, her eyes green as pine needles, and her voice was a key that could open hidden doors. On one such night, when the cold pressed against the windows and the sky looked heavy and dark, she began her tale. She said there was a time when the sky above was alive with colours, stars of gold, red, blue and green. Each star was born from the kindness of a heart. When someone shared a smile, a star would shine brighter. When someone forgave, a new star would appear. When someone gave thanks, the heavens themselves lit up. But those days had faded, and the sky that once sang was now silent. The children leaned closer to the fire as the old woman spoke, for the warmth of her words was greater than the warmth of the flames. The story carried the listeners into a world of memory. Long ago, when the hearts of people grew careless, something began to change. Gratitude was forgotten. Neighbours passed one another without words. A hand once ready to give became closed and heavy, and with each forgotten kindness, the heavens dimmed. One by one, stars that had shone for centuries flickered and disappeared. The sky that was once alive with dancing colours grew pale, and soon blackness spread across the firmament. The people of that time walked under a silent dome, never looking upward, never wondering where the lights had gone. Their world grew smaller, colder, emptier, for without stars, even hope itself seemed lost. Yet, even in the deepest night, something endured. Hidden among the shadows was one small, stubborn light. A single star that refused to die. It was called the Star of Hope, and though tiny, it shimmered with a will stronger than darkness. This star was unlike the others. It did not demand great deeds or grand gestures. It lived on the simplest of things, a gentle thought, a quiet act, a silent promise whispered into the air. It was small, yet unyielding. In the village of the tale, it was said that if you walked out into the cold night and searched long enough, you could still see that tiny flicker like a heartbeat pulsing in the endless sky. It never left, never surrendered, for it carried within itself the dream that one day hearts would awaken again. It was not a star that lit the ground below. Instead, it was a star that waited for the ground to light it back. It believed that if even one soul remembered kindness, the heavens could be reborn. The grandmother's voice slowed, her words curling around the children like blankets. They could almost feel the lonely star above, watching, waiting, and holding the secret of tomorrow. And so it was told. When hearts begin to stir, the star of hope will answer. A small kindness done without expectation sends a ripple through the unseen threads of the world. One ripple becomes two, two become many, and soon the still waters of night begin to tremble with life. The story painted pictures of a world where kindness, like sparks from a fire, leapt from one person to another. A stranger's hand reached out, a heavy load was lifted, a word of comfort was spoken. Each act, though simple, lit something invisible. It was as if the star above mirrored these acts, glowing more brightly with each one. From a distance, it may have looked like nothing had changed, but within the heart of the universe, light was awakening. The grand silence of the sky began to hum again, faint at first, but growing with every gesture born of love. The old woman's tale lingered here, letting the listeners taste the sweetness of these moments. For in their own hearts they could feel the truth. Every kindness they had ever given had not vanished. It had climbed upward, leaving a trail of light behind. The tale rose higher, carrying its audience into the heavens. Imagine, she said, a sky once empty, now trembling with new light. A single star, once small and alone, began to call out to others. Its song was a song of memory, of voices long gone, of love not forgotten, and one by one, sleeping stars awoke. First one, then two, then a dozen. Their light spilled across the sky like rivers of fire. People below, lifting their heads for the first time in ages, saw the heavens bloom again. It was not sudden, but slow and graceful, like dawn painting the horizon. The fire in the village crackled louder, as if it too wished to join the chorus. And in the children's eyes, reflected flames mingled with imagined constellations. The old woman spoke of the heavens rejoicing, of the night no longer being an enemy but a friend, a canvas where the soul could write its brightest dreams. And in this return, people learned again to look upward. And in looking upward, they learned to look inward. Finally, the grandmother's tale came to its last step. The star of hope had proven what many had forgotten, that even in the darkest times, one small flame could awaken the sky. The story ended not with an ending, but with a beginning, for she said, "The stars above are nothing but mirrors. They do not shine on their own. They shine because of us. Each time you forgive, a star rekindles. Each time you share, a constellation awakens. Each time you love, the night itself blossoms." And so, she whispered, the story is not finished. It never will be. The fire will die down, the night will fade into dawn, but the tale will continue wherever a heart chooses kindness. The children listened, their breaths soft in the cold air. They felt taller, braver, brighter, for now they carried the secret within themselves that hope never truly dies. The old woman leaned back, her voice like a lullaby.
Once upon a time, there was hope, and hope never faded.
And with that, silence wrapped the circle of fire, and the story floated upward, joining the stars themselves.